Both this world and the next are adrift within the soul. The body hidden in the soul secreted in the body. Each is lost inside the other. Emerge from your confusion. Find the inner seat of your humanity. There, a single breath will fill you with the answer to 100 mysteries. But if you waver in the path, lamentation will swallow you from head to toe. Keep vigil at night and fast during the day until yearning for knowledge surfaces within you. Yearn and seek until everything, even the yearning itself, evaporates. It's hard not to get lost into a trance when reading this poem. Attar's mystical poetry takes us on a beautiful journey of awareness and self-discovery as we travel deep into the soul. Just like a certain Rumi, who considered Attar to be one of his spiritual teachers. Both this world and the next is a reflection on the relationship between the physical and spiritual realms, and the importance of seeking knowledge and self-reflection in order to understand the true nature of reality. Attar starts the poem with a wonderful line, stating that this world and the next are adrift within the soul. In other words, they're just floating around, not attached to anything. You can imagine a ship lost at sea, or the planets hovering around in space. There is some substance there, but it is always moving, always escaping the reach of our mind. This world that Attar refers to is the physical world of form and matter that we are currently living in. Many of us think that this world is all there is, but there is actually another world that only a true seeker can see. And that is the next world, the world of soul and spirit. Several religions teach us that we cannot enter this world of spirit until our life ends and the afterlife begins. But Attar almost contradicts this by saying that both the worlds are not separate, external entities, but rather exist within the soul. The body and soul are intertwined, and neither can be found without the other. But even though they are, in essence, one and the same, most of us can't see or feel the soul. We are so lost in our mind, accepting the illusion that we are simply what appears in the mirror. This part reminds me of a line from Rumi's Masnavi, where he says, "Tan ze jan og jan ze tan, mastur nest, le kasra did jan, dastur nest." In other words, the body is not veiled from the soul, nor is the soul veiled from the body, yet no one is permitted to see the soul. That is to say, only someone who has overcome the distractions and illusions of the physical world can actually gain a glimpse of the spiritual world. Both the body and soul are lost inside the other, illustrating the fact that the physical and spiritual realms are intimately connected and cannot be separated. Their connection is so strong, in fact, that we can use the body as an instrument or vehicle to access the soul. You hear it often that the soul is inside the body, even though it exists everywhere. This is why so many of us try to close our eyes, quiet our mind, and travel deep into our being to discover our soul. Amidst all the noise and chaos of this world, there is an inner seat of humanity which represents our essence. When the body withers and dies, our essence still lives, which is why Attar is encouraging us to find this inner seat, to find our soul. We should look within ourselves to find the essence of our being, rather than seeking external validation or approval from others. Attar himself was deeply influenced by this idea of self-discovery and self-realization, and he is believed to have believed very deeply in the path of enlightenment, beginning with self-reflection and introspection. In his own life, he spent many years studying and practicing Sufi spirituality, seeking to understand the mysteries of existence and the nature of the divine. If you are still in doubt, though, of the connection between the body and the soul, then look no further than the next line of the poem, where Attar states that a single breath will fill you with the answer to 100 mysteries. Breath work and breathing in general has been used for spiritual purposes for thousands of years. In many spiritual practices, the breath is considered to be the bridge between the physical and the spiritual. In fact, the act of breathing itself is often seen as a sacred way to connect with the divine and to access a deeper level of consciousness. So it's no surprise that Attar mentions the breath and how just a single breath can open all the doors separating us from our true selves. This single breath, which symbolizes a moment of clarity or insight, can bring an understanding of life's deeper meanings. It can bring us closer to the ultimate truth. But like any journey, there will always be challenges, setbacks, and pitfalls. The spiritual journey is no different. Attar himself experienced many challenges and setbacks on his own spiritual journey, and he wrote extensively about the difficulties of the path. There's this one famous story, actually, that he relates how he was once visited by a wise man who gave him a piece of advice. If you seek truth, you will endure suffering. If you seek comfort, you will endure sorrow. This sad but true statement underscores the fact that the path of seeking knowledge and enlightenment is not an easy one at all. One must be truly prepared to endure hardship and difficulty in order to reach the ultimate goal of reuniting with God. If we lose sight of our purpose or direction, we can fall into a bottomless pit of sorrow and despair. There are many things in this world that can tempt us on this path, including an attachment to worldly things, which Attar wrote a lot about. This could be either material things like a fancy home or a luxury car, or it could be intangible things such as fame and admiration. Any one of these things can prevent us from experiencing true spiritual liberation, as our soul remains trapped in the ego's cage, unable to break free. Fortunately, though, there is a way out of this cage. There is a way to gain true wisdom so that we can move further on this path. And that is through our daily spiritual practice. We have to be disciplined and keep working on ourselves day and night in order to stay focused and avoid getting lost on the path. Attar specifically prescribes fasting and keeping vigil at night, but we can incorporate a variety of spiritual practices into our routine, from meditation and breath work to yoga, poetry, or being in nature. No matter how we make progress on the spiritual path, we must keep on yearning for knowledge. We must yearn and seek until everything, even the yearning itself, evaporates. Now, this is a beautiful way to end the poem because it touches on the importance of seeking knowledge and understanding throughout our entire life. But there is an important distinction to make here. Attar is not just talking about accumulating various facts or pieces of information. This only inflates our ego and creates further distance between us and God as we fall into the trap of thinking we know everything. Rather, Attar is encouraging us to seek a deeper form of knowledge, a knowledge that dissolves the boundaries between oneself and the entire universe. The ultimate goal here is to reach a state of complete understanding and unity with all things, to transcend duality and melt into the light of God. This is the true purpose of life. So thank you for watching and for allowing yourself to travel deep into your soul. I hope you enjoyed this video and found the interpretation to be both inspiring and helpful. You know, it's hard to do justice to Attar's incredible poems, but I hope you have traveled enough on this path to let your own soul be the one unraveling the mysteries. If you like this video and are looking for more videos that can help you on the spiritual path, please consider subscribing to and checking out this channel. Here you will find videos on spiritual poems, teachings, and meditations that can help you awaken and hopefully reach a higher state of consciousness. But eventually, as the poem beautifully says, even your own yearning will evaporate, and there will be nothing left except for your union with God.